every 18 hours with cerebral palsy. It's a permanent physical disability that affects movement, with the severity of CP on the increase. There's no known cure, and for most, the cause is unclear. To acknowledge the diverse achievements of people with CP, the Spastic Centre has launched their Celebrate CP Champions campaign. And one of the faces selected is young actor Jason Stojanovski, who's just scored another lead role in a feature film, and we welcome him today. Great to meet you.
You too. Thank you so much for having me.
Now, I understand getting into acting was free lessons that you got from your brother.
It was a complete accident, yeah. My brother had won some free acting lessons in a competition that he was in, and he didn't want to take them, and my mother, being how she is, didn't want to waste them, so she forced me to take them. I had no desire whatsoever to do it. I had this sort of preconceived idea of what acting classes would entail. I was expecting people to run around pretending to be trees and whatnot,
Yes.
So I thought, no way, I'm not doing that. But I walked into my first class and sort of went, wow, this is something completely unexpected, and I've never looked back since.
And how old were you then, Jason?
I was 12.
Good heavens. Now, with 90% at least, sometimes 95% of actors out of work, you've managed to beat the odds, haven't you?
Yes, I guess I have. I've been very lucky. I work hard, I guess. But, luck does definitely play a part in that, I think. And, good representation.
And good looks too, might I say.
Oh, why, thank you.
How many times have you been likened to, people say, or think that you're Dean Geyer, for instance, the singer?
I've had that a few times.
Yes?
Yeah, that's a compliment. I think the most common one I get is Prince. So, yeah, Dean Geyer is a compliment. Thank you very much.
I can see Prince too, in the sense that you're very dark, and you are a petite frame, aren't you?
I am. I am.
Now, sitting here chatting to you, people at home are probably saying, CP, cerebral palsy, this guy hasn't got cerebral palsy.
That's a compliment, isn't it?
I think it is. So tell me about your degree or level of CP.
Basically, for me now, it's just a limp. I walk with a limp. I mean, I've had corrective surgery. I've had years of physiotherapy and exercise. I mean, when I was younger, it was obviously a lot more severe, but thankfully, with some good surgical teams and a lot of hard work, I've managed to get it down to basically just a limp. I'll walk around and the biggest thing people will say to me is, hey, have you sprained your ankle or something, So, I mean, to me, that's a massive compliment. It's because it has taken a lot of hard work, and, I've gone through some pretty sort of, tough situations, and it's come out to this. So, I'm very lucky.
Tough situations, obviously, medically and all the things you've been through, but tough situations too with kids, because kids can be pretty cruel, can't they?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, but I mean, I think I figured this out at quite a young age. I mean, people just, they tend to stare or make fun because they don't understand, they don't know what's going on, or, in some cases they think maybe they can catch it from you or whatever, So I remember, very early on I was at quite a young age in school, and I remember seeing this one kid staring at me, and I just thought, you know what, I'm going to do something about this. So I marched right up to him and I went, you're staring at me because you want to know what's wrong, yeah? You want to know why I'm walking like this? And he said, yeah. And I said, well, I've got a disability. I've got cerebral palsy. It's, my legs don't work, as well as yours do. And he sort of went, well, oh, cool, okay, let's be friends, and that kind of, it went from there, and I was friends with him, all the way up until the end of high school. So it's just, I mean, that made me aware at that point that people just, it's an awareness thing, if you can make people aware of the condition and I guess educate in some sense, then it just makes life easier for a whole bunch of people.
We kicked off the show with the first step, and you were already in, and we were having a chat. Pretty impressive, weren't they?
They were fantastic.
So were there things physically that you couldn't do as a child? Sport, dancing, that sort of thing?
I mean, I've had a very, I've been very lucky in my upbringing. I've had family and friends around me that are always very supportive, so I was able to, try anything I wanted. And there was things that I wanted to do that I wasn't very good at or wasn't able to do. I'd love to be able to play a game of soccer with my mates, but it's kind of, it's a little difficult. But yeah, that's with anybody. I mean, everybody's got their limitations. So.
Silly me, I call them the next step. They're actually I call them the last step. They're actually the next step. First step. I'm getting them all right mixed up. They are actually the next step, and they are certainly talented. My apologies for that. Now, tell me about your acting, because I understand that you're pretty good at accents.
Apparently, that's what people tell me. Yeah. I think the the best one that I can do is a West Coast American accent. You know, I think it's quite simple. I think everybody could do it if they just relaxed a little bit, because, you know, we watch movies and you know, we listen to music, we sing along to our favorite songs, and they're all, you know, they sort of all sound like this. So if you just relax, I think it's quite, you know, quite simple.
Now, that's very good, might I say.
Thank you.
You're about to start another feature film, and this is yet another lead that you've got in it.
It is.
What happens then when you go for that? I mean, obviously you do have a limp.
Yeah.
Was that factored into the role?
It actually was, yeah. The director, the production team from the film, they had found me through some various industry websites, and you know, they basically said they'd expressed their interest, and then my agent had said to them, okay, well, look, if you're interested, then you need to be aware that he has a limp. It's, you know, it's visual. He's still able to, you know, run and jump and do all that sort of things, but, you know, it's a visual thing, so it's going to look a little bit, you know, strange, I guess. And they said, oh, okay, no problem. And, you know, within 2 days, they'd sent me back a new copy of the script that it had, you know, written in these little changes to, you know, encompass this within the character. So it's like, that was really sort of flattering. That was really nice.
Fantastic. Well, we certainly wish you all the best, and I think you are a great CP champion, and thanks for championing the cause of cerebral palsy.
Thank you very much.
That's great. That's Jason, and more information on CP and how you can help support the Spastic Centre, just simply log on to our website. Next, see